Hello, everyone. I first want to thank Bamya, a local area music group, for letting us use their music in our YouTube video. They're prominently featured now in Flying Wild Alaska, so we're very proud of their success. I am Michelle Sparck. My Chupik Eskimo name is Macuar, and I am the oldest of triplets. And I lord those minutes over my sisters. We formed a company now called ArXotica, which is merging of the word Arctic and exotic. We wanted to convey the breadth and expanse of the source materials that we're using from the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta. Those are two mighty rivers that form 42 million acres that characterizes our region. It's the largest lowland delta and floodplain in North America. It's about the size of Ohio, and imagine Ohio with no roads. And that's what we have to deal with. Flying Wild Alaska calls us the most isolated citizens in America, and we are. We depend on planes for everything. But we also use boats and ATVs in the villages. So what we did was we entered the Alaska Federation of Natives Alaska Marketplace competition, which was modeled after the World Bank's program to spur entrepreneurial activities in off-the-grid or non-traditional Western economy areas. And that's why we call our area the fourth world. When the Japanese used to fish in river, not just off our shores, but before it was Americanized, the Japanese used to fish in our rivers. And they recognized the fact that we had third world living conditions in a first world nation. You know, we're in a state that has a $12 billion revenue surplus, you know, from an oil-producing economy. But you don't see that when you live in the villages. We had some great speakers earlier today that was showing us innovative architecture, trying to go back and using old technology that the Yupik and the Chupik and the Inupiat and the Athabascan, what we used to do to survive in such a harsh environment. And I think it's wonderful that we're going back to that and letting it inspire technology, entertainment, and design. You know, you're familiar with Bob Dylan's Quyung-lii Eskimo song. Well, I kind of like to say that my sisters and I in ArXotica are Ted the Eskimo. We are technology, entertainment, and design. We each have talents that we bring to the table in trying to create a bath and beauty industry using tundra botanicals and sell it to a larger market. And so I've got Cika, my art department, is sitting in the audience here. I think my mom's here too. She actually went to a small business meeting, like a $10 meeting 2 weeks ago, and she took notes. So when we got here, she was reading to me the pitfalls I needed to avoid. You know, in this seminar she took on our behalf. So she's very, very hopeful that we can also thrive and prosper so that we can benefit the region that we come from, which inspires us greatly. I don't think we think ArXotica is about ourselves. It's about an immense land and a noble people, and we just want to do right by that, by creating a socially conscious company. And so with the prize money, we won 2 years in a row, and it took a few years to get that money together. But I like to say that after 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears, sweat equity, stoop labor, because we're wild harvesting out in the tundra wilderness, you know, catching these little planes on these mud fields, you know, trying to get back to town so we can start engaging our berries and flowers and plants into the supply chain. But we use low temperature drying technology and low temperature extraction technology because we're not trying to burn off any of the nutrients in there. We've discovered through many laboratory analysis that the ORAC value, which is the plant's ability to fight off signs of aging or the aging process, is higher than most commercial contemporary counterparts. So even our chamomile would be superior to that found growing elsewhere in the world. So we knew that traditionally. We knew that because we have such a high protein wild game diet. We knew that the greens and the berries that we gathered in the tundra was an excellent supplement to the high protein diet. So it was fitting our nutritional needs. We were just able, with the research and development and the prize money, we were able to validate that and give consumers a comfort level that using our products is going to help you fight the signs of aging. We're also big on collaboration. We know our limitations, so we do seek expertise from people in other fields and handling other resources. So we use materials, instead of tap water, we decided to go with glacier water. So we're getting that from Eklutna, and we're also using extra virgin cold-pressed salmon oil from Juneau. So we've got the omega factor. So I think what we've been able to put together in our skincare line is the best Alaska has to offer, and we're not leaving a footprint in doing so. So we're very proud of that. So we've turned, essentially, after 5 years, $90,000 of seed money into a $1.2 million inventory. Doesn't mean we're going to see. Thank you. It doesn't mean we're going to see anything like that, but it's nice to say. We're very proud of that accomplishment. So I think what we have strived to do in adhering to the subsistence philosophy of not wasting anything is that we've actually, out of one harvest, we've designed 3 product lines with the other byproducts too. So after we reserve our highest quotient of extract for our high-end line, Quyung-lii, which means the potent one, we've also designed a toiletry line. And then with that toiletry line, you know, you're going to be able to get a head and body wash, a lotion, conditioner. But with the spent fibers, which again, we just can't stand to think of a waste there, we've actually been making soaps for about 4 years now, and the fibers go into the soap and acts as a natural exfoliant. So, and while we're cutting it, it's not just that. When we're cutting these bars of soap with our uloks, our traditional Eskimo knives, we're shaving them and shaping them. So with the end pieces, like in meatloaf, the little hard parts that not everybody likes, but some people like that, we cut that up and shape it, and we sell it. We promote it. We give it out as promotions as soap chip bars. So you can just put it at your kitchen sink, or your bathroom sink. Not necessarily for the shower; it's a little too small for that. And it smells really nice. And with the shavings, when we're shaping the bar, we can't bear to throw that away either. So we're making a tundra potpourri. And so we've got these cute little scent sachets, and we've got these little potpourri bowls. So it's 100% resource utility, and a lot of companies strive for something like that, but I don't think they're able to obtain it too much. So we're very proud of that accomplishment too. And in small ways, because this has been driven by our own equity and the prize money, there wasn't too much to share in creating jobs and things like that, nature, or at a palpable level in the villages. So what we tried to do is spread our resources to what we needed in the end. So we hired local carvers to carve antique ivory for us and make pendants. And then we have our logo etched onto them, so that we're going to give those away as a gift with purchase, because they're pretty costly products that we're selling, and so we want to thank our customers for doing that, and also promote native artistry in the process, and elevate awareness too. And when we were in the villages, we don't have all the resources with us to get to locations or get things, so we would hire, we would either rent ATVs from locals, or we would rent their boat, or we would pay their store credit, or we would give them a fuel voucher, everything we could do in modest ways, but didn't necessarily require a W-2. So, it's our way of spreading the wealth in a way that would help them in the immediate factor, because the economy isn't so hot out there. As I was saying, it's like the fourth world. And so there's not permanent, steady employment unless you work in the government field or corporation field. And so we were very, just drumming up ideas on how we could share what we had to spend anyway. And collaborating with other Alaskan groups for other resources has just been our way of showing that we're innovative and we're statewide thinking, and that we think that we can market something great to share with the world. So I guess that's enough of what I can think of right now to talk about.